starting on the ground. With knees bent. And if it feels nice for your knees to kind of knock towards one another, that's called a kind of classical constructive rest position. That's nice. Or you can just keep them apart, whatever feels more held and stable for you. And I thought we'd just start with breathing. So letting the face soften, the breath deepen. And lately I've been playing around with imagining the breath moving along the diagonals of my torso. So from your left hip crest all the way up to your right shoulder, inhaling into a nice long diagonal across the abdomen. Imagining those points getting farther away from one another. And as you exhale, they soften towards one another. Then alternate to the other side. From the right hip to the left shoulder, breathe in, lengthen. And exhale, soften. Just keep going with that. If it feels a little bit too complicated, you can just let it go and focus on just watching your breath, or you can keep going with that hip to shoulder visual. Then let that image go. Just watch your breath. Notice where your breath tends to move your body. Letting your back sink into the floor. The back of the neck soften. The back of your skull resting. Now take your inner legs together. So inner feet touch, inner knees, and reach your arms out to the sides, about shoulder height, and then float your arms up just a couple inches. And just very gently, don't be too intense about this. Give your legs just a little squeeze, just so you very lightly engage through those inner groin muscles. So we're floating our arms up off the floor, and now we're keeping the arms floated, keeping them lifted. Take the arms up alongside your ears. And reach your arms a little bit farther away from you. I like to take my shoulders up a little bit. Take a deep breath in, lifting the arms up, just opens up some space in those lungs. And then as you exhale, take the arms back so they're about shoulder height. Soften through your back, let the skin of your back melt into the floor. And again, we'll just take those arms up alongside the ears. Stretch the shoulders up towards the ears, reach the fingernails away. And then reach those arms out to the side again. Now we're gonna let the knees open away from one another. So the arms are open, the knees are open, and we're gonna slowly close the space between them, compressing the space by drawing the arms towards one another, this time in front of you, and taking the knees together. Just a couple more times like that, opening and closing. Letting the abdomen drop into the floor and just keeping the arms and legs active while everything else is sort of passive and soft. Like everything else is just falling away. The next time the arms and the legs are closing in on one another, take your palms together. Take your inner knees together. And now we're going to move the arms and the legs oppositionally. So if the knees drop to one side, your arms are going to drop to the other, and just let the palm kind of glide along the inner arm as you do this. A little twist. The head can turn if that's comfortable. And then stepping back into the feet, lifting the arms up, gliding the palm on top of that inner arm. Take the knees over, the arms over. Keep going. Aware of the breath. Let's do that one more time on each side. And then extend the arms and the legs. And just take a moment in what we would call a Shavasana. Couple deep breaths here, just feeling what points of the body are making contact with the floor. What areas of the body your breath is moving towards and through. Then take your right knee into your chest. Give it a little hug. And activate your left leg. Press the back of your left leg down into the floor, moving the center of your thigh bone downward. Let the belly relax, the ribs soften, the center of the chest drop. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lift your head up towards your knee, reaching your forehead up into the knee to the forehead, lifting the shoulder blades as far off the floor as you can, and set it back down. Take your foot to the floor and open your arms out about shoulder height again. Now we're going to open and close the knee just like we were doing before, just this time with one leg. Your left leg can be passive and relaxed. So we're just opening and closing, feeling how the foot is, you're transferring weight out of the foot, transferring weight back into the foot. The next time the foot is on the floor, step into it and roll your right hip over on top of your left hip. So now you're just giving yourself a little twist. Your left side is really soft, passive, and you're just pressing into the foot and rolling the hip upwards, the right hip. And then we'll take the hip back down and open the knee. And keep going with that. I learned this from a yoga teacher named T.S. Little, and he called this the sacral pump. So we're kind of targeting the the sacroiliac area, moving the tailbone up and sinking it back down. The next time your hip is lifted, the right side of the hip, I should say maybe the next time your pelvis is rotated, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. So now we're like rolling over onto our left side, And then take your right palm, hovering it over your left. And reach your right palm away, reach your fingertips away, 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 away. And then we're gonna arc, make like a semicircle up over the head, opening the chest back up so it's facing the ceiling, and then rolling back down, opening the knee. So that's the movement now. We close the knee, press into the foot, turn the tailbone up to roll the pelvis. Reach the right arm, almost like it's rippling through the spine. So the pelvis is initiating, so that arm reaches up, floats it over the left palm, then reaches it a little bit past it, so it goes over the head. And everything dominoes back down. Do that one last time. It opens, it closes. From the foot to the hip, into the spine, into the arm. Reach that arm away. Inhale as the arm comes over the head, opening up those lungs and dominoing everything back down. Let that knee open and then straighten the leg, and we'll go over to the other side. Pull the left knee into the chest, give it a little hug, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, curl the upper body up towards that knee. Draw the knee in towards the face. And then step that foot back down to the floor, bending the knee. Take your arms so they're about shoulder height and begin to open and close the knee. Watching, feeling the foot as it transfers from the outer foot back to the inner foot. The next time your whole foot is on the floor, press down into it. Push into the foot so you roll your left hip on top of your right. And come back down. Keep going. The next time the knee lifts, push into the foot, and you're going to ripple through the spine from the tailbone up into the spine, all the way into the arm. Reach your arm over, float it above your right hand, and then extend just a little bit farther away from your right hand. So you're really reaching. You feel the connection from your left foot all the way out the left fingertips. Then take the arm overhead, breathing in as the arm lifts, and then let everything ripple down into the floor. Let the knee open. And close, keep going. Foot, pelvis, spine, arm. Yearning the fingertips forward, rainbowing overhead. Last time. Let the knee open and straighten the legs. Now take both knees into your chest. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lift the chest, the forehead, squeeze into a tiny little ball. Even lifting your tailbone away from the floor. And as you exhale, open everything out like a starfish. Just reach everything away. Inhale and exhale. Let's do that again. Pull it all in. And inhale, lengthen away. Inhale, pull everything in. And step your feet back down, bend your knees. Now we're just gonna roll over to one side, and just notice how you naturally roll over to one side. Like, how do your hands sort of naturally go to support you as you do this? And we're just gonna push up to a seat from here. Here, I'll wait for you, yeah. So just notice as you're on your side, how your arms go, and then what they need to do to push you up to a seat. To come here. And take a hold of the backs of your thighs and let the head curl towards your knees. And we're just gonna slowly roll down in kind of this curled, rounded position until we come back to where we started. And we're gonna roll over to the other side, taking note of where the hands go, how they support you as you come up. Take hold of the back of the knees, curve. Let the forehead drop towards the knees and roll back down. We'll just do that again on both sides. Rolling to the right, pressing into the hands, pushing into these launch pads of our arms, curving the spine over, rolling down. Last time, left, push. And here we are. Okay, extend the legs. And we're just gonna turn our head to the right and look behind us. So a little twist, just initiating with the head, just like we would to like gaze over our shoulder, maybe like we're trying to back out of the driveway. So we'll come back and then we'll, starting with the head, turn the other way for a little twist. And come back center. Now again, starting with the head, we're gonna twist, but this time we're gonna bend our knees towards the direction that we're twisting towards. So the knees come into like what we call a 90-90 position. Yeah. And then take your fingertips behind you and just feel maybe like a more intensified version of that twist. Take a couple breaths here. It's always harder to breathe in a twist because the diaphragm is getting squished. And then we're gonna initiate by pushing out our heels to come back to where we started, to straighten the legs. And we'll try the other side. So let's come up so you can see me looking at it. The head initiates. We bend the knees to deepen the twist. Take the fingertips behind. Couple deep breaths. Push through the heels as you straighten the legs. And we'll go over to the other side, turning the head, bending the knees, hands come down. And this time we'll just come into a bit of a forward bend, just bending the elbows, pushing into the hands, using that support. Extend the heels, reach away to come back center, and other way, turning, bending the knees, hands find the floor, slowly bend, elbows coming out to the side, collarbones nice and wide. Taking your time to straighten the arms. Push into the heels to straighten the legs. Now we're just gonna turn our head and make our way onto our knees. And we're doing another little knee sequence. It's not as long as we have been doing, so maybe you don't need as much padding, but I still recommend folding the mat once or twice. Okay. So, we're gonna start by activating the shins, which you don't quite see, but it is like this downward moving feeling through the legs. And maybe you feel like the backs of the thighs turn on by just thinking about pressing the shins down. Press into those shins, press into the tops of the feet, and we're gonna lift up to kneeling. Good, now nice and soft through the front of the hip. We're just gonna come back about halfway. And then find a curving position through the pelvis to roll up. And that's it, and we sit down. So the wave thing is a little bit tricky. We'll try again. So press into the shins, slowly make your way up. Keep breathing, sit back about halfway. Draw the tailbone forward and roll your way up. And sit down. Do that one more time. Press into the shins, lift. Come about halfway. Nice long back here. Curve the tailbone forward. Let everything undulate up to the top of the head. And sit down. And that's it on our knees. So you can undo your mat. Well, actually, we're going to be on all fours. We're still on our knees, but it's not too intense. Okay, so now we're on all fours. Extend your right leg behind you. And just take a couple shifts forward and back. So you feel your weight coming into your hands. That activates all the muscles through the chest. Maybe you feel it in your neck a little bit. And then push into your hands as you move your weight back into your back heel to stretch your Achilles and calf. And just do that a couple more times, hands to foot, hands to foot. Find stillness and lift that right leg up and point the foot. In yoga, we never really point our feet, but it can be good because it gets into the superficial front line that starts at the toes. So you're really pointing the foot, lengthening out your right leg. And then step your right knee forward. So we're coming into like what we might call like a pigeon position in yoga. But we're staying pretty upright here. So you don't have to sink all the way down. Maybe you have open hips. You don't need to sink all the way down. Stay pretty lifted, and we're just gonna find some circles with the head and chest. Bending the elbows, taking your time, finding circular, twisty action through the upper spine. Going one direction, and then go the other way. Press into the hands, straighten the elbows, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee off the floor, and step your right foot back into a plank. And take your left knee to the floor. Again, let's find some rocks, moving the weight into the hands and back into the foot. Gradually slow that down. Point the toes and lift your right leg off the floor. Great. Take the foot back down. Oh, did I do the wrong side? I guess it doesn't matter. And we'll take our left knee forward. We'll start circling with the chest. Yeah, the left leg. We'll even it out. Deep bend of the elbows. Slowly straightening the elbows, and let's go the other direction. Great. Straighten the elbows, press into the hands, tuck the back toes under. Step your left foot back into a plank. And then we'll take our right knee down and just lift our left leg up just to even ourselves out on the other side, pointing that left toe. Taking a few deep breaths here. And then stepping the left foot down, the right foot back, lifting the hips up and back, downward facing dog pose. I've just been noticing every time my arms are up above my head, I can take much bigger inhalations, even when I'm upside down like a downward facing dog. So it's always just good to observe, like, where is breath easy, where is breath hard? How does that have to do with what weird shape I might be in? Because our ability to breathe affects our connective tissue. There's fascia wrapping around the diaphragm. There's a thick band of fascia along the low back that's quite close to the diaphragm. So when the diaphragm is, struggling, or if the fascia is struggling, it all connects. Same with if it's moving, gliding along itself. Moving with ease. Okay, let's walk our feet forward, our hands back. Find our way into a forward fold. Let the head and neck go. Let's just take a couple little bends of the knees. Every time the knees bend, just let your upper body surrender to that support. And then press the thigh bones back as you straighten the legs. Doesn't have to be all the way straight. Let's do that 2 more times. Bend the knees. Let the upper body go. And straighten. Last time, bend. And straighten. Keeping the legs as straight as they could be, squeezing all the muscles around the legs. Let's roll up, drawing the belly button in and up. Deep breaths. Great. Okay, so let's see how far back I need to go. We'll do this. So I thought we'd start with some kind of like funky kind of coordination brain exercises. So we'll start by taking our left leg right in front of our left foot right in front of our right foot. There we go. And just finding our balance here. Let's take our arms out to the sides. Reach them up overhead. Back down to the side. And then find some side bending, which can be tricky. So the feet are like right in line with one another. And then let's try crossing the left foot in front of the right. And again, reaching the arms up, a little bit more stable this time. And down. A couple little side bends. And then let's step the back foot out and feel what like the stability of 2 feet underneath us feels like. Reach the arms up and down. And a couple little side to side. Let's try it on the other side. Right foot forward. Let's not worry about the arms too much this time. You can just keep them by your sides. Maybe you need to move them to keep your balance. You can let the elbows sink a little bit, just dropping the shoulders. And then foot crosses all the way over. And then the other foot comes back. And let's release the arms down. So that's the movement. Let's try to get on the left. This time arms stay by our sides. Step directly in front. Step to the side. The other foot is released. Find 2 feet. And try the other way. Now you could try facing any direction at all and do the same thing. Just to switch it up a little bit. We're like square dancing. Let's do one more side, both feet, last time. Step in front, steps to the side. You can play with how big these steps are. You can play with shifting your weight a little bit. Great, and then shake it out. Okay, one more sort of weird shape activity. So we'll start with our left leg going back behind us in a lunge. And take your hands by your sides. And just take a few little bends and straightens with your back leg. This should be really small, just little ones. It's feeling how the front of your hip is expanding. So your left hip. Little bends and straightens. Now take your hands to your waist and feel your ribs floating away from your pelvis. Keep the leg as straight as it can be. And we're just gonna reach down towards the floor to pick something up, but don't go all the way down. You're just reaching towards it. And then reach the other way. Reaching towards the floor and towards the floor. Now we're gonna reach towards our back ankle, like we were gonna touch our ankle, which is pretty much impossible, but we're just trying. Oops, someone's calling me. Who is that? Decline. Oh, it's Logan. Whoops, sorry. I'm back. Okay, so we're reaching towards our back ankle. Now we're just gonna take big circles with both arms. Forward and back. Just letting the weight of the arms go. And then take them back alongside your sides and give your shoulder blades a little squeeze. Roll your shoulders back. And we're just gonna float our right leg off the floor and step back. Push off, float, and back, and float, and back. Last time, float, point your back leg, point that left leg, squeeze the shoulder blades together, feel that long line from the very top of your skull out your toes, and we'll just step back. Give yourself a little shake. And we'll try it on the other side. Okay, so our right leg comes back. And we'll try picking something up off the floor, knowing that we can't get it. Right down by our sides, reaching. And then reaching towards our back heel. Good. Let's take big circles of the arms, forward and back. Keep the arms alongside your sides, and squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another. Really tuck them in to feel your chest expanding, and push off your back leg to find your front leg. And then find your way back by bending your front leg. Try that a couple more times. Launching off, straightening, and bending. Last time. And step it down. Again, just let yourself shake it out. And we're gonna do a really nice slow roll down to make our way back towards the floor. So nod your chin into your chest, taking your time. Once you've found your way, your deepest forward bend, walk back into a downward facing dog pose, floating the hips up and back, letting the belly relax. We just did a lot of work to activate the front of the body, so the back body is supporting us. So just notice how the front of your body feels, how the back of your body feels. And then inhale, make your way into a plank position. And taking your time, slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Push your hands into the floor and come into a child's pose, reaching your hips back towards your heels. Undoing any gripping in the groins, through the belly, through the low spine. And slowly roll up. I'm just gonna check the time real quick. Great. We'll go over because we did spend some time chatting at the beginning. So, okay, so we're gonna do some side bending stuff on our knees. So maybe you wanna fold, we won't be there too long, but we are sort of in a standing kneeling position. And let's take our left leg out to the side. So just take a moment like we did in the first kneeling where you press your right shin bone down into the floor. And see how that can help to open up through the front of the hip, lengthen from your coccyx all the way out the top of your head. Now reach your arms out by your sides. Let your chest relax, your collarbones lengthen. Reach out your fingertips. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, take your right hand down towards the floor. Reach your left arm all the way over your ear. Initiating from your left fingertips, come back up and float over towards the leg. A couple more of these, floating, reaching overhead. Notice whether the chest begins to open up. Keep those front ribs nice and soft. And come back up to center, and then just like we did at the very beginning of class, compress this space in front of you. Take your palms towards one another, and then reach your fingernails up towards the ceiling, spread your palms, and then we're gonna come down to an all fours position, except not really all fours because our left leg is still extended. Reach your left arm out to the side And open your left arm. Turning your left shoulder open, turning the left side of the ribs. And come back down. Now, we're going to press off the hands to lift back up. Take your arms out to the side and down along your sides, kind of like how we just did when we were standing, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Now we're going to bend at the waist and reach the chest towards the floor and come back up. Press into that shin bone to lift you up. And we'll keep going with a couple of these, reaching forward, squeezing those shoulder blades, and up, and down, and up. Let's switch sides. Extend that right leg out. Soften the chest as you reach out the arms. Collarbones long, fingertips extending. Slowly making your way over to your left side. Reaching your right arm over the ear. Initiating with the right fingertips to come up, pressing into that left shin bone as you float over to the other side. Keep going. The next time you're upright, stay there. Spread your palms, draw the space. Squeeze the space in front of you. Curl your fingers up. Press your palms to the floor. Huge wingspan, open your right arm up towards the ceiling. Rolling your right chest open, the right rib open. And take the palm back down. Lift up, pushing off your hands. Reach the arms out by your sides. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you bend at the waist and sink your hips down. Push off your shin to lift up. Couple more of these. Connecting with the breath. Reach your arms out by your sides. Take your right knee toward the floor and we'll just sit and kneeling for a moment. Open your knees out to the side, reach your arms forward, child's pose. Slowly make your way forward onto your belly. Give your butt a wiggle. And then roll over onto your back. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Draw your left thigh bone in towards you. And if it feels good to kind of roll around, shift side to side, go for it. Giving your back a little massage. And cross your right knee on top of your left knee. Grab hold of your ankles And just kind of wag your ankles up and down, moving the knees in towards you and away from you, just exploring the shape. Squeeze both knees into your chest. Step the feet down and cross your left ankle over your right knee. Draw the thigh bone in. Shifting side to side, moving around, exploring, being curious about sensation of your experience of breath. Crossing left ankle over right knee, grab hold of your ankles or your shins. Just feeling around in the nooks and crannies of your hip socket. Take both knees into your chest. Now grab hold of your outer feet, happy baby pose. And again, you can rock side to side here. You can rock way over to your side. Just kind of stirring your ankles, stirring your shin bones. Could try straightening one leg and then the other. I like that one. And then let's take the legs so they're touching. Bring the legs so they're perpendicular with the floor. Stick your arms out by your sides and just give the legs a little shake. Are they feeling like you're shaking the muscle off the bone? Shaking the bones. A little vibration. Keep going, a few more deep breaths here. And straighten the legs, flex the ankles. Spread the soles of the feet towards the ceiling and feel your spine nice and long. Again, from your tail all the way out the crown of the head, nice long spine. Then keeping your ankles flexed, draw your legs in towards you. So we're like in a forward fold. Now try pointing the toes. One more time, flex the toes. Whew. And point the toes. Bend the knees. Take the feet to the floor. Take your hands to the top of the thighs and just gently press on the top of the thighs. And release the arms, and we'll end with just a little rocking side to side with the knees, windshield wipering the knees. Maybe you feel the residue of all that adductor work that we did at the beginning of class. I do. And then straighten one leg and then the other. Shavasana. Connect back with your breath. The lengthening action of your inhale. The softening action of your exhale. Begin to bring some gentle movement back into the body. Fingertips, toes, facial features. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And roll over to one side. Press into your hands to help you up. And we'll end just sitting up nice and tall, closing our eyes. Take your palms together. Bow the head. Bring hands to thighs. And raise the head.